Welcome to Kicking It with KeKe. Kicking It with KeKe. Kicking It with KeKe. Full of personalities. Switching up the storyline on God, we making history. Writing books, changing lives. One day at a time. Put your problems to the side. Enjoy yourself. Free your mind. Kicking It with KeKe.
What's up, you guys, and welcome to another episode of Kicking It with KeKe, Life, Love, and all that other shit. I am your host, KeKe Chanel, award-winning author, lifestyle blogger, writing coach, and certified life coach who specializes in personal growth, mindset, and just overall helping people unpack that mental baggage, right? Listen, we are at the end of season two. I am so excited. This is the finale episode of season two. This has been an amazing journey, you guys. This has been amazing journey. I started this podcast in January of this year, and I've had some awesome co-hosts, guests. We've talked about some amazing topics, and I'm thankful for all of the people who listen in, all of the feedback. Thank you so much. This journey has been one unexpected. It has been one that I didn't know that will come about, but I have enjoyed it. I have embraced it, and I am loving it. I am. Listen, thank you again. Season one was amazing. Season two was even better. Season three is going to top both seasons. I cannot wait for you guys to see what I have in store. All the amazing guests that I've booked and worked with. It's just going to change your life. And the overall theme for this podcast is all about personal development, positive personal growth, changing your mindset, tapping into that new sense of purpose, and just working your ass off to get it done. Um, Life be life, and y'all, and it's not gonna stop. When it stops, we stop. So the thing that I want to tell you is, and I preach this: stop worrying about the things that you don't have control over and work on the things that you do. Everyone's journey is different. So, people in your life, you have to meet people where they are, and the people who stay by you and encourage you and pour into you when you need refilling. Those are the people that you surround yourself with. Those are the people that you make sure that you love on and you reach out to, and you do the same. Reciprocity is important. And so, again, thank you guys for supporting me. And I want to get into today's topic. It has weighed heavy on my heart for some time now. One-sided relationships. We've all been there. We've all been that good friend. We've all been on the opposite side. We thought we were a good friend and we turned out to be horrible. It is what it is. We go through life. Life happens. We go through different seasons of loneliness, of grief, of unknowing, of not knowing who we are, what we're supposed to do. And that's all fine and good. But when you find yourself in situations where you've always been the better friend, that you only talk to them when you reach out, or if you do reach out, they make you feel like you're a bother to them, it may be time to cut ties. Because who wants to be in a friendship, relationship, situationship, business ship, or any type of ship with someone who is not feeding you as you feed them, who is not pouring into you as you pour into them? No one. Um, Life is too short for that, y'all. It's bullshit. And anyone who tells you that they're so busy that they can't talk to you for at least 2 seconds, can't send a text message, can't reply to a text message, nobody is that damn busy. And I'll be the first to say we all have stuff going on. My friends and I, we don't talk every day, But guess what? We reach out to each other. I don't have one-sided relationships when it comes to the people that I love. All right, let me put it like this. I have some, but I won't after today. Let's just put it out there. I won't after today because I'm setting those boundaries. And we have to know that boundaries, as we get older, we shouldn't be afraid to set those boundaries. We shouldn't feel like we're acting funny, being weird, putting ourselves above whatever, because we have standards, because we want to teach people how to treat us. And it's reciprocated because, we can't be a pot and kettle type situation. We can't demand something and not give it. We can't set boundaries and then get mad when somebody else has those boundaries in place for you to abide by as well. But setting boundaries starts with open communication. We are not mind readers. I don't want to be a mind reader because I don't want to know what some of the hell y'all. I don't want to know what y'all thinking, man. I don't want people to know what I'm thinking. They might not be able to handle it, and I might not be able to handle it. Some stuff I just don't want to know. And 9 times out of 10, anyway, because that gut feeling, that intuition, that discernment, the goosebumps, the hairs that stand on the back of your neck, all of that stuff is in place to protect you. Now, I've been guilty of ignoring some of those red flags, as we've coined the term, but I suffered the consequences in the end when I could have heed to those warnings and protected myself along the way. But that just comes with growth. And we're all here to change, grow, and evolve. And those things mean entirely the same thing, but it's different tiers to each one. Yeah, we should strive to be better than what we was yesterday, but we shouldn't be the same that we was last week, if that makes sense to you guys. And I'm sure that it does, because if you are someone who is obsessed with food and you know that you want to lose weight, you have to make that conscious decision and be intentional about the things that you do moving forward, because eating when you're stressed, eating when you're emotional, eating when you're lonely, eating when you're sad, mad, glad, whatever, it's unhealthy. And I know I'm not, on topic right now, but I'm talking about setting healthy boundaries when it comes to relationships. And if you find yourself, let's get into it though. How do you know when you have a one-sided relationship? How do you know that? If you're the one who's always there for them in any situation, whenever they call, you always answer. Whenever they need you to do something, you stop what you're doing and you do it immediately. When you prioritize them over yourself and they don't do that in return, it's a one-sided relationship. What else do you call it? I mean, I'll say, hey, we stupid as hell. Stupid as hell. We may not want to think about it, but sometimes we have to take accountability for our actions and the things that we allow people to do to us. And so if you find yourself surrounded by people who only talk to you when they need something for you, or if you don't do something for them, that's when you hear from them for them to bitch about it. Or if whatever you do is never good enough, or if you express your feelings to them, they turn it into an argument or make you try to make you feel bad about having the standards and the boundaries that you have. That's a one-sided relationship. That's a manipulation. Let's just call it what the hell it is. And some people feed off that. They feed off being manipulative to people who have good hearts. And the biggest way to tell is if you love someone. If you love someone and you find yourself being treated like that, they don't love you. They love the thought of you, or they love what you're doing for them in that moment. And it's time to cut ties with that. Nothing good will come from a one-sided relationship. And people make excuses all day, and that burns my ass because I don't dwell in excuses. I don't give excuses, and I don't enable people who make excuses. We need to figure out a resolution and work toward that. What's the end goal? What is your why? Why are you friends with this person? Why is this person in your life? What are they bringing any value to your life? If you are having a bad day and you reach out to them, and instead of making or helping you feel better, they make you feel like shit for even reaching out, like you are a bother to them, or you getting on their nerves, or they don't have time for you. Why are they in your life? If you're the giver and never receiving anything, why is that person in your life? And I'm not talking about materialistic gifts, guys. I'm talking about mental support, emotional support, spiritual support, um, being that shoulder, having that listening ear. Life is hard. We are not put here to go through life alone. We are not. And anybody that feel like they don't need anyone else, it's something deep within themselves that they need to figure out. No one can endure this life alone. Yeah, we have some times where we want to be by ourselves, but that doesn't mean that we are to be alone. And for me, I have always been kind of a loner. Although people flocked to me and I was always the one that was surrounded by people, that didn't, I mean, I wasn't fulfilled. Just because you're surrounded by people doesn't mean that that is the right thing that you have going on for yourself. Sometimes you need that closed offness so that you can figure out who you like, what who you are, what you like, the things that serve you, the things that don't, to figure out your passion so that you can tap into your purpose, so that you can manifest that and cultivate it and level up so that you can continue to impact this world, because our light is necessary. The thing that makes us us is needed in this world. So having those one-sided relationships can tarnish that. Matter of fact, it can actually try to flicker your light, but we should never let anyone or anything dim that light, dim our light. And I say that to say, it's like, when do you walk away? Like, when do you know that it's time to walk away? I just said a list of things. Walking away is hard, especially when you have a connection or this bond with people. I have best friends that have been in my life since we were kids, 11 and 12 years old. Some of those people, we had some disagreements and we may have lost touch for a few years, but some of the people, we've never had an argument. We've never fought, because why? This person knew me when I ain't have nothing. They knew me when I didn't know myself. They knew KeKe before she got the Chanel. Matter of fact, they know Nikita. Yes, that's my real name. So y'all get an exclusive. Nikita is my real name. KeKe is just a nickname that stuck. And hey, that's who I am. But people who know you are not offended when you need a break. It's just the communication that comes into it. And if you value the people in your life, you're going to be courteous to them, and you'll say, you know what? And I'm gonna use my friend Tiki as an example. You know what, Tiki? Um, you may not hear from me for a few weeks. That has nothing to do with you. I just need to go and recharge myself. Not to say that if you don't reach out, if you reach out, I won't answer, but just know that it has nothing to do with you. And guess what Tiki gonna say? Girl, I got you for real. Because 9 times out of 10, she at home watching TV with the sound off. Hi, Tiki. Don't, I love you, boo. But I say all that to say is, you will know when something is genuine versus not. If you feel like you're being used, 9 times out of 10, you're being used. If you feel like you take it granted, 9 times out of 10, you're being taken for granted. If you feel like your attention, the attention that you desire from somebody else is being given to someone else, 9 times out of 10, that is the case. Trust the gut. Trust that intuition, that discernment. Trust those things. They're there to keep us from feeling foolish. And sometimes they're not. sometimes we have to allow ourselves to be vulnerable enough with certain people so that we won't miss out on the blessings that God has for us. God puts people in our life for a reason, y'all, a reason, a season, a lifetime, and some lessons along the way. Sometimes, we have to make detours, and that can be in friendships, relationships, whatever. That doesn't mean that we won't meet the love of our life or come in contact with our soulmate. And I don't believe that we have just one soulmate. I don't believe that our soulmate is of the opposite sex all the time. I've told my best friend this a couple of times. She is one of my soulmates. I believe that my children are some of my soulmates. So one-sided relationships is for the birds. The shit is not cute. If you found yourself putting someone through this or making someone feel like you don't care, that I don't need to talk to you. If you don't reach out to me, I'm not reaching out to you. Man, that's the dumbest crap in the world. But let me say this. I am that one friend that I'm only going to reach out a certain amount of times. And if I feel like I'm getting on your nerves or I'm bothering you or you don't have room for me, I'm going to step back. And I'm stepping back to see if that's confirmed in your actions. I've had people tell me all the time, I'm a man of action, I'm a woman of action. Well, your actions showing me that you don't give a damn about me. So why am I subjecting myself to that ridicule or that cruelty that you're providing when I can go over here to someone that I just met who is pouring into me, who's reaching out and say, hey, you ran across my mind. I was just checking on you. I haven't seen you active in a minute. I haven't, heard you say anything for a while. What's going on? Why is that, y'all? Why is it that some of your best friends and greatest motivators are people, your social media family that you ain't never met? I had the pleasure of meeting one of my social media friends a couple of months ago. Shout out to Tiffany. She is from Detroit. We met on Instagram. Shout out to Instagram. She came to visit me, and we had the most amazing time. It was like we had been knowing each other forever. And that is a wonderful feeling to know that what you're giving someone, they're receiving and they're giving it back to you. And they think enough of you to come and meet you in person. And then I invited her into my house. I didn't put her in a hotel. She lived and came and, was around me and my family. Everybody that know me know that I don't invite people to my house. You have to be on a certain level, and I have to have that trust and that deep connection with you in order for you to come to my house. Not everybody should know where you lay your head. Just like the young man rapper the other day in his post on social media. Not saying that warranted him being murdered, but we have to choose our battles. And one-sided relationships is a battle that I just don't want to fight. I don't think that you can be victorious when it comes to one-sided relationships. And I had a friend of mine tell me that people connect with other people because they're not getting something from the person that they're with. That may be true. 9 times out of 10, it is true. But you have to ask yourself why. Why am I not connecting with the person that I'm with, but I'm opening myself up to connect with someone that don't know me? Is it because you're one-sided, you're not showing your true self to that person that you're with? You're putting on this persona for the person that you're with? Are you lacking something inwardly that you're seeking for somebody else because you don't want to do the work on yourself? Everything becomes a pattern when you do it more than once. And some things are not justifiable. And we do that sometimes in life. We try to justify our actions, our emotions, our thoughts, our words, whatever, because it feels good to us. We don't worry about the consequences. We just worry about that moment of satisfaction, temporary satisfaction. And when that's over, what? So I say all that to say sometimes walking away is something that you know that you need to do, but you feel like you cannot exist through life without that person being in your life. I get it. I get it. I get it. But I came to a realization the other day, and it was a friend of mine on Facebook, and she made a post about needing her breaks. And there's not one person on this earth that she wants to talk to every day. Now, I don't agree with that, but there's nobody that I need to talk to every day. I thought that I did, but I really don't. Because you know why? If the conversation is not different, then I'm interested because I don't like repetition when it comes to conversation. If we talked about it on Monday, we don't need to talk about it on Wednesday. And we damn sure ain't about to talk about it on Friday. If you call me, ask me for a solution to a problem or something that you need me to pour into you in a positive way, and I do that, and then the next day you call me with the same thing, I'm gonna tell you, we just talked about that yesterday. Did you try what I suggested? If not, well, let's get off the phone. You do that because I got other stuff to do. And it may sound hard to some people, but some of y'all just like to hear yourself talk, man. And some of y'all just like attention. Y'all don't want the change, you like attention. And just say ouch if that's you. I've been there. I've done that. So I'll say ouch too, because we fear the unknown because it's new. We don't know what the outcome would be. We don't know how the maneuver would be. We don't know how we're going to feel when we get through it. That's the point. Being uncomfortable is where the elevation comes in. Y'all, did I just burp, y'all? I'm sorry if I did. If y'all heard that, I'm sorry. It just slipped out. Sorry. Listen, this is KeKe. Hey, I'm human. Life happens. And sometimes our bodies need to do so. And mine needs to burp real quick. So, hey, I'm sorry. And I'm not editing it out. So, yeah. But I want you guys to know that you are more than what you're receiving from the people in your life. And those one-sided relationships, they're not serving you at all. Now, if they're worth salvaging, work your ass off to make sure that it doesn't stay one-sided. But if it has become a cycle, and you know for a fact that this person is just using you to get what they can get, and you can never get anything from them, that's not good. It's not healthy, and it's not something that you should continue to put yourself through. Walking away is not easy, but sometimes it's necessary. And listen, just because you let someone go does not mean that you're letting them go. You can always pray for that person. You can always love that person from a distance. You can always continue to uplift and empower and inspire from a distance. That does not mean that you have any ill will toward them. You don't have any animosity or whatever. It's just y'all's timing is over. I tried. If at the end of the day, you can honestly say that you tried with the relationships that you have and you feel peace, that's all you can do. That is all you can do. Don't be hard on yourself, guys. I'm always hard on myself because we are our worst critic. And I have this problem with giving people benefit of the doubt. And my daughter Leah, she tells me this all the time. She's saying, Mom, you give people too many chances. You give people too many chances to hurt you. And I got emotional because I'm like, you know what? She right. I am guilty of that. And when I noticed that dealing with certain people in my life, I begin to take a step back and I'm like, you know what? You do this for this person. You show this person this. You give attention to this person. And I am longing to have that, but I'm not getting that. Where does that leave me in your life? And I had to be real honest with myself, y'all. And it hurt like a motherfucker. It did, to know that you care about somebody that deep and they don't care about you at all. Or they care about you, but not on that level. And it's not their fault. I mean, we can't make people love us. We can't make people, care about us. But at the same time, when are we going to stop allowing people that we love who are not loving on us back to hurt us? That's something that we have control over. Remember I said at the beginning of this conversation that we need to focus on the things that we can control and let go of the things that we cannot. I told someone this a few months ago. I needed this in order for our friendship to stay the way that it is. And it happened. We're friends and, we don't talk every day, but she is someone that I know that has got my back and I got hers. I told someone else, hey, this is what I need. I can't control this, and that, but this is something that I can control. And it happened for maybe a couple weeks or whatever, and then it kind of stopped. And so that let me know that you didn't. I mean, it just that let me know that that person really didn't give a damn. Really, it hurt, but it's who they are. We can't get mad at people for showing us who they are. Be mad at ourselves for not paying attention because the signs were there. They showed us. They showed us, y'all. They showed us who the hell they are. And we tried to make them into something that they were not. We tried to give people that the benefit of a doubt, like you said. Like I said. And guess who lose in the end? Me and you. Yep. Them too. Because people don't value your presence until you're no longer in their lives. And that's a fact. And the thing about it is, people are so prideful and they may miss you, they may love you, they may want to right the wrong, but they won't do it because they feel like you rejected them, or they feel like you think that you're better than anybody else, or who are you to think that I need to treat you above how I treat everybody else? Because I'm that bitch. Period. I'm not like everybody else. I don't want to be like everybody else. I value myself. I hold myself to a higher standard. And you're going to treat me as I treat myself. And if you can't do that, hey, we don't need to be in each other's lives. And it is what it is. And men too. I'm that dude. And I try not to use the N word, but hey, sometimes you got to say it. I'm that nigga, man. You ain't going to treat me like how you treat everybody else because it's not going to work with me. Someone asked me why I was so jealous. And I'm like, I'm not a jealous person. I'm jealous of the way that you react to certain things. I've never been a jealous person. Why? What am I being jealous of somebody else's life for when I don't know what they got going on? Or they may be successful and I'm not. I don't know what they did to get to that. I don't know the hours that they had to pour into it. We never know what other people had to go through to get to their level of wherever they at. I'm not jealous of a girl with a big ass. I don't have a big ass, but I'm good. Like, hey, she look nice. But guess what? When I step in that room, my energy is gonna transfer to everybody that's like everybody gonna be looking at like, okay, who this is. because when I step in the room, I exude that energy. I exude confidence. I know who I am and I know whose I am. So if God allowed me to walk into that room, you best believe I know that I'm supposed to be there. Just like in relationships. And yes, I'm married, but if my husband decides that he don't want to be with me anymore, I'm good. Yeah, I miss you, but if somebody else can fulfill you in ways that I'm not, be happy. Love you, bye. And I may sound cold by saying that, but I'm to a point in my life where you can't hold on to people that's letting you go. You can't make people happy who don't know how to be happy with themselves. Happiness starts inwardly. And when I'm talking about one-sided relationships, if you allow people to continue to treat you like you ain't shit, you don't mean shit, and you ain't gonna never be shit to them, guess what they gonna do? They gonna do that. And you gonna feel like shit. So in this season 2 finale, I want you guys to really think about the people in your life. I really want you to sit down and evaluate every single person. Now, we can't get rid of our families, but we can really have that hard conversation, open, necessary conversation. We call them hot conversations in the life coaching, counseling, therapy world. Honest, open, transparent, hot conversation. And sit down and really tell them how you feel. And if a resolution comes about and change takes place, kudos. And you will know within the first couple minutes when you start talking whether they're going to be the ones that's going to stay in your life or not, because body language, facial expression, size, eyes, all that stuff matter. So pay attention. Be very observant when you having these conversations. And when you have conversations like this, I'd rather you have them in person versus via text or on the phone. Virtually is fine because that way you can see what somebody is saying or doing, their actions, their, mannerisms and all of that stuff. It matters. So first of all, ask yourself, am I doing what I need to do to make sure that this relationship is not one-sided? And if you find yourself at a crossroads, hey, when you have that conversation with the people that you need to have the conversations with, check yourself too. I'm gonna say it again. Check yourself too. Because sometimes it's us. Let's just be real. Sometimes it's us. We are the problem. So if you find yourself having these conversations with people and they tell you that, hey, you don't think you're not as good as you think you are as being a friend, hey, take that, apply that, change that. Don't be so quick to listen to respond. Listen to hear and comprehend what the other person is saying so that you can salvage all of the friendships that you can, or take away, if the friendship ends, take away from it the things that you can use moving forward or to better the relationships that you still have. So, you guys, that's all I have to say today. One-sided relationships are important. And I love being in healthy relationships. You know, anything that's not serving you in a healthy way, mind, body, or spirit, it's time to cut ties with it. As I get older, the things that used to bother me, it doesn't. I know how to let stuff go. Okay is a word that I will use, but I don't use it as a condescending way, and some people do. Some people get offended when you say okay. That's on them, not you. It's just a way that you protect your peace, because I don't argue, guys. I don't like to argue, and I'm not about to start. I'm a peaceful person. and I'm not allowing anybody to disturb my peace. If so, you got to go. If so, you got to go. So, guys, this has been another episode, the season 2 finale of Kicking It with KeKe, life, love, and all that other shit. I'm your girl, KeKe Chanel. We have just talked about one-sided relationships. I want you guys to know that the bumps in the road slows us down enough so that we can enjoy the journey. So take every bump and use that as a way to grow and continue the journey. Take that as um, a green flag, not a red flag, a green flag. Because sometimes those bumps slow us down so that we can enjoy the beauty of the little things. So that when we reach the big stuff or we reach our destination, we are so proud. We are so ecstatic, overwhelmed with joy, with happiness. We just feel uplifted. And it shows on everybody that we come encounter and that we come in contact with or encounter, same difference. So yeah, use those bumps to figure out your next move. Um, no more one-sided relationships and be okay with that. You guys be blessed, love and light. I will see you back for season 3. And season 3 comes back in September. I will let you know what date. Uh, but until then, be you, be inspired, and be intentional.